Hello and welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're going to be doing something a little different. Tonight we're building a magic deck. So, I've been playing Magic for a very long time, and I've noticed that there have been a lot of new faces, shall we say, on Magic Arena that don't appear to know what they're doing when it comes to building a deck. So I'm going to try and make a how-to deck build for Standard, or really any 60 card format in Magic. Alright, so I had a bunch of other stuff planned. Well, not planned. Recorded. Look, I can move. Woo! I had a bunch of other stuff recorded. But I think I'm just going to do it this way. And so you will see clips from the previous recording, but this is after I've played a bunch of games. So basically what I did was I built a deck with a green card, and built a deck around a green card, and it didn't perform that well. So basically what I'm going to do is walk you through my thought process of when I'm building decks. Alright, so I saw this card when Dragonstorm, I think that's what it is, when Dragonstorm came out. And I was like, oh my god, I love that card. It reminds me of Meandering Tortoiseshell. There was a card called Meandering Tortoiseshell that when you attacked, it would exile itself, and then the next turn it would come in, tapped and attacking at your attack step. And I really liked the flavor of it, and it made me laugh. And it also got around like removal, kind of. It was not a good card. Similarly, I saw Ambling Stormshell, and I thought, oh my god, I have to build a deck around this. I really like Typal. So if you're new to Magic, which hopefully you are if you're watching this video, types are what's in the creature. They used to be called, they're creature types, but it used to be called something else, and now people call it Typal. So as you can see, this is a creature turtle. As Ward 2, whenever this creature attacks, put 3 stun counters on it and draw 3 cards. I like the flavor. It's moving slow. And you get to draw 3 cards, which drawing cards in Magic is always good. So, like, you get to swing in for 5 or more. We'll get into that in a bit. But whenever you cast a turtle spell, untap this creature. Well, the way the stun counters work is if you were to untap the creature, you take a stun counter off. So, when you first play it, you can swing with it and then cast a turtle and get rid of one of the stun counters. In the beginning of your next turn, you get rid of another one and probably cast a tortoise or a turtle, and it will untap it. So you got to wait like a full turn cycle before you can do it again. And I like these absurd janky cards, and I knew it was going to be bad, but I love it. So I built a Typal deck of just turtles and all the best ones I could find. And this one came out in Final Fantasy. I don't believe Edge of Eternity came out with any, but anyway. So the most you can have of a card in your deck is 4. If you have 4 in your deck, you will most likely see 2 in the game. Ish. That's like the thought process of it. So 1 to 4. So if you break up 60 into 4, it's 1 in 15 cards. So if you get through the top 15 cards, unless you're playing like a mono red deck, you should technically see 2 of them if you have 4. If you have 3, 1 in 20, you're might see 2. If you have 2, it's 1 in 30, so you're probably going to see 1. If you only have 1, they usually call it a one of fun of, and that's usually your high end thing, like the ancient adamantoise is usually like a one of fun of, and you just play it. But I don't know. I like ridiculous cards that are just huge. So it's an 8 out of 20, and I have 4 of them because I want to see them. But I really like using this when I have this out, because if you have Bedrock Tortoise out, suddenly their butts are their power. So a 0/6 is a 6/6 during combat. An 8/20 is a 20/20. A 2/15, which is also a turtle, which you can cast for 1 mana if you have 10 power, 10 butt on the board. You can cast it for 1 mana. So you could technically cast 2 of these in a turn and get 2 stun counters off of your Ambling Stormshell. You usually want to have some sort of removal, at least a few pieces of removal. I have technically 6, because this Spike Shell Harrier, which I'll say it in the gameplay, is the blue tortoise shell from Mario Brothers. So it gets you a little bit of tempo. It doesn't destroy the creature, but it takes a creature and puts it back in their hand. So they have to recast it. So let's say they go first, so on their turn 5, they play a 5 mana thing. On your turn 5, you play a 5 mana thing and put that 5 mana thing back in their hand. It slows them down. Now you have a board presence and they don't. Herd Heirloom and 3-Tree Rootweaver, they're just ramped because this is a bit of an expensive deck. Not necessarily money wise. I'm guessing this whole deck is like $50 if you were to play it in paper, because I don't think any of these cards are worth money. Maybe the Pride of the Hulklade, but I doubt it. But that would really just be because he's legendary, and he might be worth $1. I don't know. Also have Siege Ship Impact, which you can destroy an artifact or enchantment. There's a lot of that running around in the meta. And if it has mana 2 or less, you create a lander token, which puts land on your board, which will help you cast your gigantic ancient adamantoise. This is not a good deck. It's a fun deck. All right. When I'm building a deck, to get back on track a little bit, I look at this because it counts it for you. If I was doing it in paper, you would count the pips, is what they're called. But oh, come on, zoom in. Okay, see the little tree circle in the upper right corner? So you would count those on all of the cards. So you would count 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. You count those up, and then you count up your blue pips, which is 3. That feels low. 6. But anyway, you count them up, which it does here. Oh, because it's... Where's the other 3? Is there an activated... Oh, it's the... sorry, Pride. Forgot Pride had an activated ability that is blue. Totals it up for you for the number of pips that you have in your deck. And then what I do is I take the total number here and divide it by 2. Hypothetically, I need to only have 15 sources of green to be able to make this deck function. Same thing with blue, only I divide it by 2, and so it's only 3. But with the way that the mana works on Arena, you want to err high. So 25, 26, if your average spell cost is like 5, you want to have like 25 or 26. In paper, because of mana weaving, you don't necessarily need to do that. You can do less mana and still get away with it. Which completely changes this deck in paper. But um, when when I build the deck initially, I put everything that I think would be fun to play into it, and then I start taking things out. So initially, I had a lot more removal. I didn't have the seed ship impact. I had like 4 of all of these because I was like, it's a turtle deck. I gotta run all the turtles all the time. I need to see 2 of them each hand. But then like you'd have a hand of 2 ancient adamantoids and then 2 pride of the whole clade in your opening hand. It's like I can't do anything with that. And then 3 mana, you know. Yeah, I try and have at least a few removal spells, some ramp if I'm playing green, um, and go from there. And I just start playing, and I start reducing, and like I'll man, that I didn't really like having 2 bedrock tortoises in the opening hand, so I'd rather have see 1 of those throughout the game, you know. So I took it down from 4 to 3, and Ouroboros I didn't even have in it. I had Coma, who is just a ridiculous card. Um, who is it? The reason I had Coma, I believe, is a she. She has a big butt. So I wanted to have her so that when I had the bedrock tortoise out, it she could attack with her butt. And oh, nope, didn't want to do that. And then she has trample, and if she hit, she created a bunch of 3/3s, and like I was like, it's gonna blow up, it's gonna storm off. This card is really fun to play, but it has a target on its back, so when you play it, people kill it. So I switched to Ouroboros, and I only put 2 in there. I had like 4 comas, or I guess I only have 2. So I had 2 comas. I think I had 4 prides and 4 ancient adamantoids, and I just had to get rid of it because I had like an opening hand that had like 1 land and like all of that. And it was awful. Um, so I've just been playing with the numbers and adjusting it. And it's always a moving target for me. I never leave it as is. There's always something to add. Um, if Spider-Man has a turtle, which I don't think the Spider-Man. I'm sorry, through the Omen Path. I don't think that has a turtle, but I'll look into that if they do. I might get rid of Ouroboros with something from that. I don't know. I do like playing cards from the newer sets. So I played Seed Ship Impact, Ouroboros. Adamantoids is from Final Fantasy. That's from Dragonstorm, and that's from Aether Drift. But yeah, I just basically I build the initial deck, and then I start tweaking. If I feel like, wow, I don't really want to see that many times, I take 1 out, and then I see how that plays, and I'll play like 5 or 6 games with that, and then I take another thing out, and then I'll see, and then maybe you know what, none of this is working, and I'll take out like the bottom half, and I'll find new cards to put in, and I'll just keep playing and keep revamping and adjusting and making it work. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the gameplay. I did cut out all of the mono green. I'm only going to show you what the tortoise deck did, and I think we only went 1 and 3. But they're fun. They're fun games. I don't think I have any graveyard interaction, which is something you could add to this as well. You could add there's an enchantment that whenever you pull a land out, you gain life. I can't remember what it's called. 2 mana. Um, but I just didn't want to go that route. You could probably play this in like historic and play more turtles. But yeah, hope you enjoy the gameplay. I'll see you afterwards. And yeah, that's great. I think hopefully we draw something that'll ramp us on turn 2, and we can play that on turn 3. And bad draw. So this deck is literally just turtles. That's it. And the reason being is there's it's called like Storm Tortoise or something, who costs 5 mana, and when he swings, you put stun counters on. The only way to take the stun counters off is by casting turtle spells. And I saw it and I was like, I want to play that card. Who wouldn't want to play that card? That card's awesome. And so I built a deck around it, and now it's not going to function, and we're going to get beat by Naya, whatever this is. Oh my god, can I get something other than like, please? Thanks. Straight target artifact or enchantment. It's made by a create lander token. Cool. Now you're going to swing and create a 1. Right. Don't be stupid. Yeah, you're going to do it. Alright. I guess I can make a mana token out of that. The next turn I make 2. It's your go. Can you finish? Thanks. So this tortoise, when he enters, he mills 3, and then you pull back a card. So we'll pull back a land. And see, Ambling Stormshell. That's my boy. It's also a blitz deck, so most of the tortoises have like huge butts. And there's another tortoise in here that gives you can attack with their butt power. That sounds gross. Sorry, but it's like Arcades, I think is his name. Arcades, or I don't know. Torgle. Is that fair? What are you doing over here? I don't know, but I like it. Yep, we'll block 1. It takes 7. Probably not gonna win this game, but that's okay. Again, my decks are not very. I don't want to say good, but they're fun. So that's 6, 7. So next turn, if we have next turn, which I don't think we do. No, we don't. They're gonna have too many because that's gonna go up to 5, 6. They're gonna have they just have too much swing at us. But next turn, if I had one, I would swing the tortoise, draw 3 cards, and that's a super cool ability that I like. And I also like the flavor that he gets stunned because he moves so slow. There was an old Magic card during Theros Block that I played with that was Meandering Tortoiseshell, I think is what it was called. And when you swung, it exiled it. So you attack, it exiles it, and then it comes in tapped and attacking on your next turn because it's just that slow. But it's like it hit for like 8 or 9, which at the time was a lot. I had that in my monstrosity deck that I talk about because it's my favorite deck that probably my favorite deck I've ever built. So Spikeshell Harrier is from the Aether Drift, and it's the blue tortoiseshell from Super Mario Brothers, and it works really well. It especially with like decks like this, but that's as long as we can get to turn 5 because I don't draw anything below a 5-drop for my first thing. Is that an enchantment? Bye. Okay, so we're gonna hit for 4. Do I get a 5th land? Oh no, I get a 4-drop. We'll pay 2 life, and that's a 6/6 because that's what lets you attack with your butt. Are you gonna kill my 6/6? How are you gonna kill my 6/6? That's how. Okay, you're just gonna swing over. Cool. So counting for 7. No bucks. Come on, man, off the top. Spikeshell Harrier, and we'll send that back to your hand, and then I'll swing for 6. Now you have to start all over. Oh, that's a good start. Do another mana to play. Okay. Um, do I want to play another? Do I do this? That's a sorcery, so I will do nothing. No attacks. I'll just take that then. That's fine. Because I see your real face and it's ugly to see. Impulse Ultra. Okay. Yeah, no landfall triggers. You don't have 8 mana. You have 7. Realize it looks weird, but you only have 7. Okay. I'll block and kill your shit. Unless you have a pump. Let's do this to bounce that. And then we'll give that trample, and when it hits, I draw a card. Cool. So I think next turn will be Ambling Tortoiseshell. Or do we? Yeah, I think that's the move. And then we'll give one of them trample. Swing an 8. Say what you're gonna do. Okay. Okay. Can you clear my tortoise? If so, you probably win. Is it a land? It is a land. Okay. Swing them both. Or none. What you doing? I'm blocking. I'm gonna block. Because I see your real face. We're gonna do that. Which see it untaps it, but it's already untapped. So. Mill. Pull a card back. Oh, we're not. Let's see what we draw. Because surely they'll block, right? My friend, do you not know how death touch works? Oh, you're saving life. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. Take yourself down to 1. Fine by me, money. You draw land. You did. Nice. Nice. Oh yeah, I just gonna block that. I'll block that with him. Good game. So we kind of got lucky there, but I think I did outplay him just a bit. Um, I knew that I was going to draw 3 cards with the Ambling Storm Show, so I knew that I was going to have something I could do. The likelihood of getting all 3 lands is a little low. But yeah, and I built this deck. It's moderately functioning self, the same way we were working on that green one. So that's how I build Magic decks. I have a similar process when it comes to Fab, but I tend to be more blue heavy, I think, than I need to be with Fab because I don't like to not have lands. That is something that I have learned from CGB. I do not like to not have lands. Not having lands is you can't cast your spells, so you have to have your land drops. Flooding sucks, but it's always better to have more lands than less, in my opinion. And I feel that way in Flesh and Blood too, but that's for a different video. Yeah, had a good time making this video tonight. I'm gonna go edit it and post it, and we'll see you guys in the next one. All right.